Good morning, Flosstube. It's Lori of Mischievous Stitches. It is Thursday, the 27th of July. I'm here this morning. I'm going into work just an hour or so later. I've got a meeting this afternoon in a different city than where I work. So I had a quick moment to shoot a video. And the video is at the request of Allie of Allie's Stitching Studio. This video is for you. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I bought a huge box for $7.50 from our local thrift store, one of our local thrift stores, of cross-stitch magazines. And there were several different magazine titles spanning many different years. And I'm going to give you just a quick view of some of the ones that I have. So hold on. This is just a few of them. I have them spread out all over my dining room table. Let me tighten this back up. What I did when I got the box is I took them all out of the box, and there were a few Hirschner's catalogs and that kind of thing, so of course I tossed those. I took the magazines and sorted them by magazine title, and then I put them in chronological order of the issue dates. Then over the course of about a week, week and a half, I went through all the magazines with post-it notes and tried to mark some of the patterns that I thought that I would like to stitch. And I pulled out any duplicate patterns, which I have about a 5-inch stack of those, that I was going to pass to my friend Dawn, see if there was anything in there she'd like to stitch. And I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with the others. I didn't, meaning I'm going to keep them, am I going to sell them? And the reason I say that is some of these magazines, especially this one, For the Love of Cross Stitch, I used to subscribe to. And I don't think I even have any of them anymore. So at some point I went through them and decided, hey, I don't want to stitch any of these patterns. So I probably gave them away to a stitching meetup. And what happens in 5, 10 more years, and some of these patterns may rotate back around, and I decide I want to stitch them too. So I don't like the thought of having all these magazines on a bookshelf upstairs taking up space at the same time. We'll see. Decision to be made at a later date. So I'm going to do a quick flip through. So if you don't like that kind of thing, feel free to come back to the next video. But I have, this is the For the Love of Cross Stitch, and I have marked them, so I'm only going to go through the ones that I've chosen that I may want to stitch. And so we're going to start with this one, and this was the premiere issue of Just Cross Stitch, and I think I've seen some of you with this, and this is a Paula Vaughn, and I don't have to open this up because that's the only thing I marked. So maybe at some point I'd like to stitch that, and of course it's a quilt on a hoop that someone is hand stitching. And there's going to be a lot of flipping and stacking. And there are some like this stack, Cross Stitch Quick. I only have one. So this is issue 1989 of For the Love of Cross Stitch. And it was this Santa picture, and it is, I'm not going to take the time to read the poem because there's so many others, but I like this, not on Ada, but I do like this. This one I had purchased some time ago from a thrift shop, and so I had 2 copies of this, and I've already passed one of them. Someone had mentioned they like poinsettias, but I love this, and once again, that's the only one in there. So I don't need to open it up, but I love this poinsettia stitched on this black fabric. I think it's gorgeous. Like that. And then, once again, the Hosanna sampler. I think someone recently showed this on their video. I didn't see I tried to look real quickly to see who the designer is, but I didn't see it. But once again, this is the only one in the magazine I like. I like this. And think of doing that heel and satin stitches instead of cross stitches. I think it will really set that pattern off. Let me look real quick again and see if it tells me who. Candace Thomas was the designer. Then we have July 1991 for the Love of Cross Stitch, and it's this sampler. My husband and I love to go to Beaufort, South Carolina, and one of the islands off the coast of Beaufort, there is a lighthouse, not like this one, but there's a lighthouse, and I like this one. There's several different companion pieces to this and throughout these magazines for the Love of Cross Stitch. And then this is November 91, and I like this one. And I think Stephanie of Miss Oh So Crafty, I think she was stitching this one. But I am a sucker for Santas. Maybe it's the red coat. Maybe it's from the childhood, but I love them. And this is January 92. And I like this one. This is Angels Unaware. They changed the colors up a little bit, but overall I like the sampler. You hear that? Can you hear that? They're tree frogs. This time of year we get lots of rain. Usually we have lots of rain in June and none in July, but we've had it June and July this year, and they adhere their little sucker feet to our windows in the house, especially at night when we have the lights on. Of course, that's where the bugs come. But they sing all day when it's real moist outside, and it rained really a lot last night, so they're happy. I don't think I'll ever stitch this, but I just like this goldfish. I did mark him. I may unmark him, but... And that was issue March 92. This is January 93. And once again, like I said, there was lots of companion pieces to that lighthouse piece. And this is another. It's just a snow scene and a deer. I really like that. And I've shown you this one. This one was Julie McConnell's fault. I ordered this one. This one was not in the set. Okay, and this is November 94. And this is November 2001. I like this. Like I told y'all, fall is my favorite month. I'll change the colors with this, darken them up quite a bit, but I really like that. And then there was this one. See, and I'm not real crazy about it now, but looking at it a second time, I marked this. And so that's all of the Just Cross Stitch magazines, for the Love of Cross Stitch magazines. So see, it won't be too bad. And this is the Cross Stitcher magazine, and I think this is the, someone said, oh, that's the one everybody wants. But this is the Cross Stitcher, and I think it was like a celebratory piece for, yeah, DMC 250 years. So there's like a gazillion DMC colors in that one. That's the DMC listing for that piece. The piece is 176 by 240, and this is your DMC listing. That's the only one I have marked. I doubt I would ever do it. I may just sell it. This is December 99, Just Cross Stitcher. And it was this one. I think it looks like an Alma Lynn. There's two different ones, and I'll be careful not to show the pattern, but it's this one. Alma Lynn has a distinctive style to hers, but I think it's this little girl that I like the most. And she's sitting and stitching. And that's all I have in the Just Cross Stitcher magazines. My biggest amount of is just cross stitch magazines. Now, the newer ones, not so much. But the patterns from the 80s and early 90s, flipping through them, I'm finding designer, hold on, I've got a hair that's in my eyelash. I am finding that I am falling in love with things from the late 80s and 90s. And of course, there's brochures in the back to show you several different items by several different designers, and I am loving it. So this, I think, is Words of Praise. And I wanted this for the cover once again. I love this. So this is January, no, it's not it is Revival Sampler by the Words of Praise. And this is January 1990. Nope, 1985. Look at that, 50 cents. And I got it for even less than that. I will be stitching this someday. Probably sooner than later. Then this is May, June 1986. The Needle's Praise by Darlene Osteen. Look at that. Now this, let me take this back. I just bought this last week. This was not in my 150. I found Darlene Osteen in the other magazine. I ordered this one. So look, I've marked this one all up. So I love these little, what are they, chickadees? Cardinals, Christmas cardinals. The cardinal. Oh, no, it's the Christmas cardinals is the next one. But look at there. Mark that. And that was by Cross Wing Collection. And then this is a fractor. Ginger and Spice. I love the colors in that. I really love rusty oranges. And you see here, I marked Words of Praise, which is the cover photo from the first magazine by Just Cross Stitch that I showed you, because I've been looking into them. And then we have, this is the Darlene Osteen pattern, so I'm not going to show you this. That's the one that was on the cover. That's it. So what I was doing was marking the pattern and then marking the picture, then marking the pattern. That's why there's so much. So we're done with that one. And then I have this one, no marks. This one I had found at a different thrift store and just, you know, put it in with these. And the cover was what I liked. Once again, I'd want to darken that up, prim it up. And this is issue 1988, May, June. And I like this. Alphabets remind me of Lucretia. And so we're passing many different years. Issues, and I'm coming to December 92, and it's another poinsettia. Now the first poinsettia I showed you was more pink. This is more red. And it's just one of the things I like to do at Christmas. I love to get potted poinsettias and put them all over the house. My favorites are the pinks, but I will have pink, whites, and reds all over the house. Mantelpiece, bedrooms, kitchen. Just love them. And that's it. No more are marked, just those. Not too bad. Then there's the Stitchery magazine. And here's someone too that I like but have never stitched is P. Buckley Moss. Look at this cute little design. I love his little people. He's another that is unique. When you see one of those patterns, you know it. You know it's a P. Buckley Moss. Okay, this is the Stitchery magazine, September 1997. And I marked her because I thought she was cute. Now, whether or not I'll do her, I don't know. Looks like the construction of her would be a little too fiddly. But I also marked this stocking. I have an idea to possibly do some stockings this year, maybe next. I like the thought of that. I think I have seen Nell at Little Yellow House Needleworks, is that right? Had stitched some stockings, and I like the thought of having stockings hanging on my mantle that I stitched for my family, but I really like this one. Looks more like a part of a tapestry, but it's beautiful. And this is the Stitchery magazine, November 97. And I marked these Santas. Gotta love a fat man in a red suit. Not my man with the meat on the bones. This is January 99. And I like this. And it's called A Gift for Every Season. But it's just birds and berries. So now we're done with the stitchery. So this isn't going to take too long. Okay, and then there's Leisure Arts. So I have marked October 88. Once again, this looks like the lighthouse and the picture with the deer. I love this. It doesn't even snow here. I don't even know why I'm attracted to snow. It snows here maybe once every 5 to 8 years. And it's usually only for one evening, just enough to get everyone excited and to deplete the stores of eggs, milk, and bread. And then it's gone in the morning. The schools shut down. They don't shut down because it's snow. I know there's a lot of northerners that snowbird here, so they think we're just absolutely bonkers. But the thing is that there is no snow plows. There is no, there's very little preparation for it. We had a terrible ice storm about 3 years ago, and it devastated the city. Our city is an Arbor Day city. We're full of trees, old oaks, pines, you name it. So when we have an ice storm, it devastates. The trees crack and fall. I know that we lost power for 5 days, and you could stand outside and all you heard was the cracking of the tree limbs. So anyway, more ice. We have more ice storms than we have snow, but it puts everybody in a really good mood, though. Everybody is so excited. It brings out the kid and the adults. And the kids are like twice as excited as the adults. All right. And I marked this page and this one. Sorry to go off on a tangent. Because, once again, fall's my favorite month. I don't know that I would do the basket. I don't know that I'd do a hand towel. I don't know what I would do with it at all, but I just like that. And this is October 94, and I had already shown you all this one in a previous video because I added this to the grouping from, it was another purchase. I had marked some other things. I marked this. It's a Bible scripture, and it doesn't say what it's called, but it says, "He will rest in His love. He will joy over thee." And I like this. I can do this. I can do it. That's it for Leisure Arts. We're speeding right along. So that leaves me with this huge stack. And there are 6 stacks that I chose nothing out of. One was Country Stitch, Cross Country Stitching, Quick and Easy, Cross Stitch Quick and Easy, Christmas Year-Round Needlework and Crafts. The Stitchery magazine. Oh, I have them over here. They're not in the right place. Oh, the Cross Stitch Sampler. That's what it was. And Needleworks. Just weren't interested in anything in those. Now, this is where we have more time. This is the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. I know back in the day, they were just a little too country. Remember the late 80s, early 90s, where everything was geese and teddy bears and that pinky mauve and that country blue. So let's see what I've marked in these. So this is issue December 85. And I like the gingerbread people and the rocking horse here. For possible ornaments. Listen. For those that know me dearest, and I'm going to share this here, I'll have a love of frogs. You guys put frogs down all the time, and frogs are just the cutest little things. I love frogs. I don't like to reverse stitch, but I love frogs, and turtles are my all-time favorite. Okay, I think this is the one that I marked, the cover photo, and it is. So I don't have to show you anything more. Isn't that beautiful? A little mom sitting outside with her baby, holding her baby with a sheep at her feet. Love it. Love the script. And it's a baby sampler. This one I marked the cover to for possible wedding sampler. I've never done a wedding sampler for myself. Maybe that's why I can never remember my wedding day. Tell my husband he can't remember, but I don't own up till I can't remember either. The only thing with this book is oftentimes that there's not always color pictures, so just know that I marked this as well. Once again, I was thinking of doing stockings, so I think I marked all the stockings that even appealed to me just a little bit. And I marked this. This is January, February 87. And I marked this for my little Canaan. Love those bright colors. And this I saw someone recently had on their video. I think it was Cretia had this one. I'm not sure if that's the one I marked or not. Yes, I did mark it. But I also marked this one. And of course it's a triptych piece. And so I have this one. I really like this one, but I don't have the other magazines. So eBay. I fib. I do have the center. I'm missing this one. So this one has this piece. So the one that I like the most is the one I'm missing. And this is September, October 87. And I like these. Like the color, the thread color, but don't like the color of the fabric. Look, Michelle Rudy. This is April 88. I marked this. Love those pops of colors and those birds in the middle. Those birds of paradise. They're birds of beauty, I know that. And this one I marked the cover shot, family tree. One day I'll have a tree like that starts with me and my husband. And this is August 88. And I marked this. And I marked once again, I can't show you because there's no picture. Oh, I tell a fib. This one. Don't like the colors. Those are easy to change. Just like the wording, like the picture from my little can. This is September, October 88. And this is someone stitched a lot of pieces for a dollhouse. The wall hanging for the dollhouse, a sampler on the wall, the bed clothing. This is what I like. I like the colors. It looks like fractal colors, old colonial. I really like this. But I would want to do it on a larger scale than dollhouse. This is January, February 89. Birds. And this is March, April 89, and this is the 12 Days of Christmas. A lot of you were stitching these last year. I assume that there was a stitch along at some point that I missed out on. I do have a set of the 12 Days of Christmas that I really love, which is the Jim Shore. But I've not really seen any others that really spoke to me until this year with Satsuma Street. I really love the colors in hers. But then I found these. And I like these as well. So which one I actually stitch, I don't know. I like those. And then this is July, August 89. And it is the cover photo stocking. And then this is September, October 89. And I marked this. And this one I've got starred. So I don't even remember what it is. Oh, it's a band sampler. Let me see if I can find a picture. Here. Oh, yes. I'm really wanting to try white work. Just white work. And I found this. And I'm in love with it. So I want to do a little more research. I know there's specialty stitching and not just cross stitching, but I'm in love with this. This one will be stitched next year. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I love it. That's why it started. Then there is September, October 91. And I marked this. It needs a little more color, but overall I like it. This is July, August 92. Who doesn't love a fat speckled pig? This is Wilbur. Anyone else remember Wilbur? And Templeton and Charlotte. But this is the other one that I like in here. Those colors are very much me. December 92. Are you bored yet? Another Noah's Ark. I think I like this better than the other one. And then this. This is 94, March, April 94. This is a hardanger piece. This is the one I like. Once again, it's a poinsettia. Wouldn't that make a great ornament? Or it does make a great ornament. the beads in the center. I'm stumbling, my tongue's getting in the way of my words. I hope y'all can hear them. And then there is September, October 95. I finally found a home sweet home that I like. Awesome sauce. Love it. Golds and crimps that. My phone buzzed out. This is, I showed you that one. Last two, and then we're done. This is November, December 95. This is the cover. And I marked this turkey. I see turkeys here all the time. They're never puffed up like that. They're always small and skinny. I guess they only puff up when they're trying to get a mate. And then I have loved this since seeing it on Nell's video. She's already stitched this, I believe. And she found this in a stack of magazines she got from somewhere too. But I love this. So I marked that. And this. Beautiful. Brown, gold, crimsons. Lori colors. Last but not least, Christmas bells. This is just not typically something I like, so I'm surprised. This is called Christmas bells. Love it. All right, I've held you long enough. Thanks for flipping through those with me. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Tomorrow's Friday. Just a couple more days to the weekend. Have a great day. I will probably upload this evening for your viewing pleasure. And I'll probably see you again on Sunday. Until then, hugs and stitches. Bye.